Hello, everyone. This is Carolyn reading to you from the Somerset Spectator on Tuesday, September 17th. We'll start today with our front page story. Police. Online threats made at Swansea High School not credible. No danger at Swansea High School after online threats made, but police will be present. By the Herald News. Police will be present at Swansea schools for the rest of the week, after the Swansea Police Department investigated a number of social media threats made by a high school student. Police said they found the non-specific threats were not credible and there is no danger to students or school safety. On Wednesday, police said multiple students at Joseph Case High School told athletic director Anthony Palladino that a student had sent non-specific threats on social media, raising questions about student safety. Police said Palladino notified Principal Christopher Costa, who brought it to the attention of the school resource officer and Swansea Police. Investigating officers visited the student's home and determined the student did not have any means to carry out the threat. The student has been removed from school. No criminal charges have been filed. Swansea Public Schools will be handling this matter internally. There's a picture that accompanies this story of the front of the Joseph Case High School with a caption that reads, "Non-credible threats were made on social media about Joseph Case High School this week." Our next front page story is in entertainment news. That story is entitled, "The Hulksters in the House. Wrestler Hulk Hogan greets beer-buying fans in Swansea," by Dan Medeiros, The Herald News. The Hulkster was in the house on Wednesday, greeting fans at Yankee Spirits in Swansea and selling his new line of beer to a sold-out crowd. WWE Pro Wrestling superstar Hulk Hogan appeared at liquor stores in Swansea, Attleboro, and Foxborough on Wednesday. In Swansea, Hogan posed for photos and signed autographs for the first 250 customers to buy cases of his Real American beer. Hogan, whose real name is Terry Bollea, has been making the rounds of liquor stores nationwide to promote Real American beer, a brand he co-founded this summer. It's not available yet in all 50 states, but is available in 11, including Rhode Island. Hogan recently appeared at several stores in Rhode Island late in August. He's making another appearance in Boston on Thursday. According to a press release, Real American beer is an easy-drinking light lager with 4.2% alcohol by volume. We've formed an all-star team to make it happen, and I'm excited to introduce Real American beer to fans and beer lovers everywhere, Hogan stated in a news release. And there's a picture that accompanies this story of Hulk Hogan flexing his muscles, and the caption reads, WWE pro wrestler Hulk Hogan flexes the double biceps with fan Caitlin Jones at Yankee Spirits in Swansea on Wednesday, September 11th, 2024. Our next story today is entitled 120-Unit Apartment Project Begins Taking Shape on Route 6 in Somerset. Construction of the residences at Slade Farm has piqued interest as the 120-unit project gets off the ground. Here's what you need to know. These are your neighbors. 120-unit workforce housing project in Somerset taking shape. By Emily Shearney, The Herald News. Calls for affordable housing are nothing new, as demand is outweighing supply and markets are at record-breaking highs. Working professionals, young people yearning to live independently, and folks looking to downsize are groups that surface in talks of housing shortages across the Commonwealth and in towns like Somerset. For developer Mark Landry, this problem deserves a bold solution. The Fairfield Commons Plaza at 602 Grand Army of the Republic Highway boasts several popular commercial franchises and Fairfield by Marriott Inn and Suites, all Landry's doing. Now, nearly 4 years since the Marriott's opening, he's laying the foundation of a third installment on 5 acres identified as, quote, the perfect spot for affordable housing, end quote. The residences at Slade Farm. 120 new apartment units coming to Somerset. The residences at Slade Farm Housing Complex coming to Fairfield Commons will have 120 units. 30 of them are designated workforce housing units, and the other 90 will be listed at market rate. They're all furnished and built to the exact same quality, Landry explained. More than half the units are one-bedrooms, 68 to be exact, joined by 44 two-bedroom units, with a sprinkling of 12 three-bedroom units. 3 of those 12 units are allocated for what Landry called workforce housing, an acknowledgement of the confounding variations of what is deemed affordable as the housing crisis continues to breed concern. A total of 30 units are reserved for folks who earn up to 80% or less than the area median income as defined by the Department of Housing and Urban Development, an unrealized figure dependent on the size of one's household. Approximately 25% of the units are considered workforce, with 21 of those units slotted for applicants working, living, or studying in Somerset. That's a police officer. It's a school teacher. It's an assistant manager of a bank or someone who works at a hotel, Landry said. We see it as a place for people to downsize, Landry added. This includes people who are just starting out, empty nesters, self-described young professionals, people who work in town government or are involved in the school district. I would imagine that a lot of market rate and workforce housing will be occupied by people who already live in Somerset. These are your neighbors. How Somerset's project fits into Chapter 40B housing rules. It's not government housing, and it's not low-income housing, Landry said, conveying that a 40B permit is precisely unique in all its levers and incentives. Casually regarded as a program that allows developers to flex zoning bylaws to increase the density of affordable homes in municipalities across Massachusetts, the state's Chapter 40B statute makes housing an option alongside, but not synonymous with, subsidized housing. It also establishes a degree of permanence when it comes to housing opportunities. These 30 units will always be available, Landry confirmed, stating that the workforce housing units will bear the stipulations around income limits indefinitely. It can't be changed in the construction phase or after. New 40B construction must be situated on a major roadway. Residents shall have access to public transportation, and grocery stores and pharmacies must fall within walking distance of their address. This site checked all the boxes, Landry said, maintaining that private equity and private lending is solely responsible for bringing this build to fruition. I'm happy we were able to employ so many local business people, local tradespeople, and local suppliers, Landry said, citing the vertical progress of the residences so far. Projects involving Chapter 40B are sanctioned and administered under the Executive Office of Housing and Livable Communities, an agency that strives to make housing more affordable across Massachusetts. In particular, the office encourages all towns and cities to meet a threshold of at least 10% subsidized housing inventory. Somerset's inventory is at 3.64%. It's so needed, Landry said. Considering a move, here's what to expect. The anticipated amenities at Slade Farm are bound to entice. Among those Landry mentioned, a fitness center, an outdoor pool, plus a community room geared toward hosting a space conducive to work-from-home employees. There will be 2 buildings, one housing 65 units and the other 55, each stacked 4 stories high. Residences will be ADA accessible and compliant. Those interested should expect an extensive application process, and those keen to snag a workforce unit will be entered in a lottery and vetted on the basis that a unit adequately meets an applicant's needs. More information about the application process is forthcoming, and Landry said he hopes to roll out the application itself in less than a year. Construction is expected to wrap up by the end of next year, with 2025 also welcoming a new restaurant to the central commercial space between the Marriott and the in-progress residences at Slade Farm. The number of people who have reached out, people who want to know more about it, who are very interested in living there, Landry recalled, is incredible. And there are several pictures that accompany this story. The first picture is of Mark Landry with a caption that reads, "Developer Mark Landry said his apartment complex coming to Somerset will add 120 housing units to town, 30 of them workforce housing units." There's another picture also of Mark Landry standing in front of the Fairfield by Marriott Inn. The caption reads, "Developer Mark Landry stands outside the Fairfield Inn in Somerset on Wednesday, September 4th, 2024. Our next story today is entitled Swansea Firefighters Battle Blaze at Birchwood Drive Home, the Herald News. Firefighters on Tuesday afternoon battled a single-family house fire on Birchwood Drive, off Route 103. The fire was reported around 1:30 p.m. at 105 Birchwood Drive. The house sits at the end of a lane of single-family homes. According to the Swansea Fire Department's Facebook page, upon arrival, they found the rear of the home heavily involved with fire that rapidly extended interior to the basement, second floor, and attic. The fire was brought under control within 20 minutes of arrival, but firefighters remained on the scene checking for further extension and extinguishing hotspots, the SFD stated. Shortly before 2 p.m., 3 engine companies, a rescue and ladder truck from the Swansea Fire Department were on scene. Swansea firefighters in turnout gear were seen leaving the small blue house with empty air canisters and cutting tools. Crews had the fire under control and were beginning the overhaul process. The cause of the fire remains under investigation by the Swansea Fire Department, with assistance from the Massachusetts State Police Fire and Explosion Investigation Unit attached to the State Fire Marshal's office. According to Swansea Fire Department, a preliminary investigation suggests the fire was accidental. The 3 occupants of the home are being assisted by the Red Cross, they added. And the pictures that go with this story are of the firefighters battling the blaze at that Birchwood Drive home. Our next story today is entitled Swansea's Artisans Alley Gives Crafters and Buyers a Unique Experience. Shop of never-ending creations, entrepreneurs find success in Swansea's Artisans Alley, by Emily Shearney, the Herald News. Now more than ever, handmade goods crafted in an entrepreneurial spirit are popular. Online marketplaces for homemade items have flourished in the last few years, allowing startups to develop a rapport with consumers, delivering orders straight to their doors. But specialty gift shops that strive to alleviate the risk small business owners take in overseeing production, marketing, and distribution are quickly becoming an attractive option. After 1 year of business, Rita Carrero is offering shoppers and local vendors the experience of a brick-and-mortar shop, Artisans Alley. Tucked in Milford Plaza at 544 Milford Road, Artisans Alley is home to a plethora of vendors whose artisanal goods range from printed pillows and crochet blankets to 3D printed items, jewelry, and hand-mixed skincare products. Who's shopping at Artisans Alley? Shoppers of all ages sail through the door, Carrero said, especially if they're on the hunt for a token to remember a friend, a little something to appreciate a coworker, or a favor to celebrate a relative with. It's a great shop for birthday, baby shower, and Christmas gifts, she said. Kids are keen to seek out 3D printed products, among them fidget gadgets and keychains recognizably shaped link by link into colorful creatures. Pillows, crocheted goods, and crystals are a hit among folks confident in what or for whom they're shopping. Carrero says she specializes in custom orders. Among her best sellers are customized ornaments and sublimated epoxy tumblers, not to mention laser engraving services that are often requested. We can put a family's photos on a tumbler, Carrero said, a feature of her business that undoubtedly rivals a peak in reusable cup sales. How vendors join Artisans Alley. Local vendors in Swansea and surrounding towns can reach out to Carrero and gain approval to rent space in the shop for a reasonable price. From there, it's up to the vendor to stock the shelves with their goods, explained Carrero. While in-store sales have long involved a different model of customer engagement, here they outpace online sales in that customers can interact with appealing products. When buying gifts, the guesswork of wondering about dimensions, scents, textures, or other preferences is off the table. What is the busiest season at Artisans Alley? Christmas, Carrero said. People come in for the perfect gift. When asked what the most rewarding moments are in running her shop, she recalled, helping other people get out there, meeting new people. A supportive network and visibility among local entrepreneurs have long been touted as ideal when it comes to one's budding business. On Sunday, nearing the anniversary of the shop's first year of business, Carrero said she admires the craft of various artisans and the entrepreneurial creativity her shop displays. I call this place the shop of never-ending creations. Getting involved is simple. Young crafters have found special success with Artisans Alley. In a highlighted cabinet front and center, next to where mementos flaunting Somerset zip codes and mugs printed with "Entering Fall River" rest, one of Carrero's youngest entrepreneurs sells bandanas for dogs, with $1 of every sale going to local animal shelters. And if crafting isn't in the cards, Artisans Alley invites beginners to attend periodic pottery and crochet classes offered by several of their established vendors. All interested are welcome to make an inquiry. Just reach out, Carrero said, adding that word of mouth has always been reliable when welcoming new artisans in. And there are several pictures of the various crafts that are on display at Artisans Alley. The captions to those pictures say, "Local arts and crafts are on display at Artisans Alley in Milford Plaza in Swansea on September 1st, 2024. And our next story is entitled, Don't Miss the Super Harvest Blood Moon in September. Next one won't happen until 2042, by Faith Harrington, The Standard Times. As the leaves turn colors and the autumnal equinox approaches, the harvest moon will soon be illuminating the sky. This year, the autumnal equinox will occur on Sunday, September 22nd, when the Earth becomes perfectly angled sideways to the sun so that days and nights become equal length. The harvest moon is the full moon that happens closest to the fall equinox. It can take place in either September or October, depending on the cycles of the moon. When is the harvest moon? The harvest moon will appear just after sunset on Tuesday, September 17th, with peak illumination at 10:34 p.m. What makes this harvest moon special? This year's harvest moon will be a super harvest blood moon. It is the full moon nearest the autumnal equinox and coincides with the moon's perigee, when the moon is closest to the earth, making it a supermoon that will appear 14% bigger and 30% brighter. A partial lunar eclipse will also give the moon a slight bloody tint as the earth blocks full sunlight from reaching the moon. Between 10:12 and 11:15 p.m. on Tuesday the 17th, it will look like a bite has been taken out of the moon as the Earth's shadow brushes against the edge of the moon. The super harvest blood moon is not expected to occur again for 18 years. This has been Carolyn reading to you from the Somerset Spectator on Tuesday, September 17th. I hope you all have a wonderful day.